Hi, this is Aaron from Animal Factory Amps, and today we're going to take a quick look at how to make generative ambient sounds using only 6 modules. So the module that we're going to use is the Platts by Mutable Instruments. This is a recreation by Antumbra, Expert Sleeper's Distinct Mark IV, the CV Trinity by Bastel. This is for modulation sources, rotating clock divider by 4MS, the Vivisect by Animal Factory Amps, and the Tannhäuser Gates by AFA. So let's start off by making some nice wave sounds, like waves. So I'm going to take my noise output from my Vivisect and turn on my return effects. You'll see that in a bit. I'm going to put into channel number 3 of the Tannhäuser Gates. And now if you bring it up and unmute the channel, you'll see that we're getting some nice white noise sounds. Now the offset lets me control the level of this. So I'm just going to bring it up. But what I want to do mainly is I want to modulate this slowly in and out like a wave. So for that, I'm going to use the CV Trinity. I'm going to use one of the outputs as an LFO and plug in the CD in. And then I turn down my offset. So we get these nice wave sounds. Now for all the processing, all the time-based processing, I'm using the Zoom MS-70. And I've got it on the return channel of my Tannhäuser Gates. So by bringing this up, I'm getting some nice lush reverbs and delays. So this is like the base of everything that we're going to be doing. Now for the main melody and like harmony, some kind of harmony, what we're going to do is I'm going to take my main clock out from the CV Trinity into the rotating clock divider. This just divides my incoming clock. I'm going to take the second output and plug it into my Expert Sleeper's Distinct Mark IV. This is on the algorithm F6, which is quantized random trigger outs. So I've set my scale to be major, and I'm sending the second division output into A to give me some volt per octaves. I'm going to plug that into my volt per octave of Platts, and I'm going to take the main output and plug it into the first channel of my Tannhäuser Gates. And if I unmute it and bring up the offset, it already sounds good. But I'm going to use this first channel as a VCA, so I'm going to turn down my offset. And I'm going to do a quick trick that I do with the rotating clock divider and Vivisect. If you want to check out the syncopation trick, you can click on the link up here right now. Now this gives me like a syncopated rhythm on the mix, positive mix out and negative mix out. So I'm going to take my positive mix out, put it into CV gate in, the channel number 1 of my CV Trinity. Go to that channel, and blue means that it's in ADSR mode, so I can get a nice ADSR coming out of here. And then I can adjust the attack and release. And at the same time, I'm going to take the auxiliary out and plug it into the second channel of my Tannhäuser Gates and use the negative output to trigger the second channel of my CV Trinity. So my first channel I wanted playing as a normal VCA, but the second channel I wanted to be ducking. So that's the constant output. But I've turned my CV to the negative side, and each time there's a positive voltage, it's going to duck. So I get this rotating kind of sound. It sounds quite pleasing. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my offset output, I'm going to turn it somewhere to the right, and put it into this modulation source of my Platts. Actually, I'm going to put it into FM first. to bring down the pitch. Then I can control the randomness from here and take another modulation source, which is an LFO, and plug it into the plats again. So it's constantly evolving. And I can adjust my levels now from here. I can also pan some of my signals, adjust the EQ on them. So that's a quick and dirty way of how to get some generative ambient modular sounds using just 6 modules.